think about things like your close rate on your calls. And really more so because of the purposes of this webinar, think about your website conversion rates, right? If you're using an outside vendor, an SEO company, or you're doing it yourself, and you're looking at things like the amount of organic traffic that's coming into the website. And let's say you get 50 organic sessions in 1 month. Well, how many phone calls out of the jobs that you did that month came from that? So if you don't know and you're not asking, you're never going to know this answer. But if you do know and you've got a good idea, you need to understand what your close rate is. And we're going to talk about this a little bit more when we get into the digital marketing side, because a lot of people try to put the band-aid on when their close rate sucks. What they're immediately do is they come hammer their SEO company or they hammer their marketing guy, and they want more traffic. We need more traffic. We need to increase that volume. Well, wouldn't it be better if you just increased your close rate? Wouldn't it be better if you increased your conversion rate? So now you could take that same 50 people that visited your website, and instead of one of them calling you, maybe you can get 10 of them to call you. You're going to be hitting your goals a lot quicker that way. And once you get to a point where you're converting a little bit better, then you can talk about increasing traffic. But typically it's going to be relative to your conversion rates, meaning you are going to have to expand your company to be able to handle that kind of volume. Okay. And so again, look at your web conversions, look at your bounce rates versus your traffic. And for anybody that I'm losing right now, your bounce rate is just the amount of people that don't look past the first page of your website or any given page that you're checking on Google Analytics. So, that just means they're not spending a whole lot of time in your site. And you got to do some things with your website to try to keep them there a little bit longer. All right. Are you having issues getting paid? Right? That's some things internally with the process you have to think about when you're thinking about your goals. And there's a ton of information again about this stuff. We had a guest, Jeff from Elkmont Estimates. They come in, they help you do things like that. They help you get your estimates out. And there's companies out there that even help you get paid. And then you got to think about that when you're talking about your digital marketing, how all those metrics play into the amount of jobs that you get to facilitate. So like we talked about before, if you need to get 10 mold jobs per month and you convert 30% of those mold remediation calls and web leads, you're going to need 35 calls a month, just like we mentioned before. And then you got to think about how the hell you're going to get them, right? You have a goal. I want to get a bunch of calls. Well, what goes in between you sitting here making those goals and actually seeing those goals to fruition? So other things to think about when you're jotting this information down, and this is basic math. If you want to get really specific with your numbers, wonderful. But for you guys out there, for anybody out there that just doesn't have goals and they're running their business and they're doing a great job, they want to see some increases. These are some things that you want to mull over once in a while to try to figure out how you can increase your conversion rates and how do you hit those metrics and hit those goals that you're setting for yourself.